In a small village there lived a man named Kalu. Kalu was very handsome, and all the women liked him. But Kalu had a dark secret that no one knew. Inside his trousers, he had a snake instead of a normal body part. He used the snake to hurt women. One day, Kalu was with a woman named Uzo. They were talking, and Kalu asked her a strange question. What is the same between a snake and a man's private parts? Uzo didn't understand. She asked, "Why are you asking me this?" Kalu smiled but didn't answer. Then he whistled softly. Suddenly, a snake came out from Kalu's trousers. The snake was big and scary, and before Uzo could run, it bit her on the neck. Uzo fell down, and by the next morning, she was dead. The villagers were very sad and scared. They didn't know what had happened. The news spread quickly, and everyone was talking about the strange death of Uzo. The king of the village heard about it too. He was very worried because many women had been found dead in the same way. The king called his best hunters and told them to find the snake that was killing the women. The hunters searched the forests and rivers but could not find the snake. In the village, Kalu continued to live his normal life. Nobody knew that he was the one with the snake. He walked around, smiled at people, and even helped build houses. The villagers liked him because he seemed kind. But inside, Kalu was hiding his dark and deadly secrets. One day, Kalu went to the village well. Many women were there, fetching water and talking. When Kalu arrived, they all smiled and whispered to each other. They liked Kalu because he was handsome. But that day, Kalu saw a new woman. Her name was Amara. She was very beautiful, and Kalu wanted to get her attention. Kalu tried to smile at Amara, but she didn't smile back. She was busy filling her water pot. Kalu didn't like this. Every woman liked him, but Amara didn't even look at him. Kalu decided he would make her fall in love with him, just like the other women. The next day, Kalu went to Amara and offered to help her carry her water pot. Amara smiled and said, "Thank you." Kalu carried the water pot for her all the way to her house. On the way, he asked her, "Why don't you talk to me? Don't you like me?" Amara smiled and said, "You are nice, but if you want to be with me, you have to marry me first." Kalu was surprised. No woman had ever told him to marry her before. But he really wanted Amara to like him, so he agreed. He thought to himself, "I will pretend to marry her and then use my snake on her." Days went by, and Kalu kept trying to win Amara's heart. He brought her gifts and helped her with work, but Amara was different from the other women. She didn't give in to Kalu. She made him wet, and Kalu became more and more frustrated. He wanted to use his snake, but he had to be patient. One evening, Kalu and Amara were alone at her house. Kalu thought it was the perfect time to use his snake. He smiled at Amara and asked her the same strange question he asked Uzo: "What is the same between a snake and a man's private parts?" Amara looked at him with confusion. "Why are you asking me such a strange question?" she asked. Kalu grinned and got ready to whistle for his snake. But just as Kalu was about to whistle, Amara quickly grabbed his hand. She looked into his eyes and said, "I know your secret, Kalu." Kalu was shocked. He didn't know how Amara found out. "What do you mean?" he asked, trying to hide his fear. Amara smiled calmly. "I know about the snake in your trousers," she said. Then, to Kalu's surprise, Amara whistled. It was the same sound Kalu used to call his snake. The snake inside Kalu's trousers came out, but this time, it didn't listen to Kalu. Instead, the snake turned on him. It hissed and bit Kalu on the leg. Kalu screamed in pain. He had lost control of the snake. Kalu fell to the ground, holding his leg where the snake had bitten him. He was in terrible pain. Amara stood over him, watching him struggle. "You thought you could hurt me like you hurt the others," she said. "But I was ready for you." Kalu's secret was out. Amara revealed that she was the daughter of the king. She had come to the village to catch the man with the snake. Her father had sent her to find the truth. The villagers soon gathered at Amara's house when they heard Kalu's cries. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. Kalu, the man they thought was kind and helpful, was really the one who had been killing the women. The villagers were very angry at Kalu. They took him to the village square and tied him up. The snake that had been hidden in his trousers was also captured. They wanted to make sure no one else would ever get hurt again. The next day, the villagers burned Kalu and the snake in a big fire. Everyone watched as the flames grew higher. The king came to the village and thanked his daughter, Amara, for saving the women. The village was finally safe again. The women who had once liked Kalu were now happy that he was gone. They no longer had to be afraid. Amara was celebrated as a hero, and peace returned to the village. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, like this video and share it with your loved ones. Bye.